Lady Trojans. You're right, TJ Ecker. Kind of a new tradition here at Jenks. As some of the young players, probably about 12 years old, get to warm up with the big guys, the high school team, on a Friday night, which is pretty cool. Welcome back into Allen Trimble Stadium, everybody. Number 1 Bixby taking on number 2 Jenks. Battle of unbeatens. What a way to start the non-district here, huh?
Yeah, start the district play. Yeah, these games are going to be huge from here until the end of November. This is where you start winning district titles.
Yeah.
Your playoff position in line. And it's such a huge game. We're going to see a bunch of D1 athletes on the field.
Yeah.
Bill Kimbo, he probably had the best week of it.
Having a good week, isn't he?
He picked up a commit from Penny over there at Bixby. He's going to get a first hit. Is going to be in town as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to have their eyes on this tonight.
You know, Bixby has won state titles without very much elite D1 talent. They got a lot of elite D1 talent on this team, and they have become the one who knocks, the team to beat. It'll be interesting to see how Jenks matches up tonight. I caught up with both head coaches, Lauren Montgomery and Adam Gaylor, just a bit ago. Game day, defending state champs, number 1 team in the state. How you feeling right now?
Excited, you know, really excited. We had a hometown huddle, so the guys just walked over there and got in front of the fans, and so a lot of energy here. So looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
First 3 games were good. How confident in the performance you think you'll get from your team tonight?
Oh, they'll be ready. You know, they'll be ready. You know, it's going to be, you know, 2 really good football teams going after it. You know, they're going to make some plays. We're going to make some plays, and it's going to be, you know, whoever makes that one play. You know, it's 4 or 5 plays in a game. Whoever's going to make those plays is going to be, you know, determine the outcome. So, but our guys will be ready. You know, that's for sure.
Just talked to a guy who's coaching in this game as a head coach for the first time. Do you feel nerves like you did years ago every single time it's a game day, or is this old hat?
No, we certainly do. Every game you're excited, and you know when it's got big implications like a district championship and those things, you have butterflies, and I guess maybe the day you quit having butterflies and quit getting nervous is probably the day you need to get out.
What is the key to this game in your mind?
You know, it's like any big game. You know, for us, it's going to be physical, to play hard, protect the football, and win in special teams.
Good luck. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, Lauren.
Thank you very much.
They are physical. They play hard. Typically good in special teams as well. Bixby is hard to beat. I am so excited to see exactly where Jenks is. That's not to say if they're unable to win tonight that they can't be the better team in December. But I am excited to see how Jenks stacks up.
Yeah, Bixby's been the measuring stick for so long. Now when you get to play Bixby, it's not going to be OB everybody else. It's how you stand up with him in terms of making a play.
For Dan, Kate, much more on this game coming up in just a bit. Send it out to Michael.
Caden, Dan, thank you. Before HR calls and complains, I do want to confirm Emma Birch did make it safely off of that top of the pyramid. She is okay. We are all good. So if Emma's parents are watching, she's safe. She is fine.
We're good.
But yes, great weather. We've been talking about it all day long. It's fantastic for some Friday night football.
Yeah, now the sun's getting a little bit lower.
Yeah.
It's feeling a bit more comfortable out here, and it is. It's going to be a great night out there for football. Great weather also for the Tulsa State Fair. We've got some good stuff in store as we go through the weekend and as we head into early next week. And you know, this change, or this pattern, I should say right here, is going to continue as we head into much of next week, possibly even into the following weekend. Now, with the lack of rain in the forecast, we'll be watching the drought monitor. Right now, we've got some abnormally dry conditions. If you look close, and you got to look close, far northeastern portions here of Ottawa County, we do have moderate drought conditions, and then you get into western portions of Pawnee, parts of Payne County, moderate drought conditions as well. If you are sneezing a bit, feeling a bit from the allergies, you probably guessed it. It is ragweed, probably most likely getting you. But we've also had some rain recently, so the mold count has come back up into the high category as well. So if you're battling those sniffles and sneezes, that's most likely what is giving you the issues. But a great evening out there. We've got clear skies right here in Jenks. Clear skies right now over downtown Tulsa, as you can see here from the Wade's RV Weather Camera Network. And those temperatures will be pleasant overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Look at the lows down into the upper 50s, maybe around 60 or so in Tulsa. Might even get a handful of spots into the mid-50s for those lows as we head into tomorrow morning. Patchy fog may develop in some of those favored low-lying spots, especially across eastern portions of Green Country. Most of us, though, are going to have a great morning. Temperatures warming up into the 70s to even low 80s at around lunchtime. Find a patio and enjoy lunch outside. But look at those temperatures getting warm in the afternoon. afternoon. I've got us in the upper 80s in Tulsa, mid 80s as you go to the east, and then farther to the west, could have a few spots hitting the 90 or 91 degree mark. In fact, if you're going to the OSU game in Stillwater tomorrow, I think we'll reach low 90s about halfway through the game and through about halftime. It's going to be a hot day in Stillwater, maybe not quite as toasty in Tulsa as Tulane comes into town, but upper 80s at kickoff and through the first half, and by the end of the game, just a drop into the mid 80s. Make sure you got the sunscreen as well, because it is going to be quite sunny both locations. Through the rest of the weekend, temperatures will be still in the mid to upper 80s as we head out on Sunday. Outdoor plans, yes, they are a go, and that's the trend we keep as we head into next week. Mid 80s for highs, and look at the lack of rain in the forecast. Could not ask for a better stretch of weather here through the Tulsa State Fair. So if you haven't had a chance to get out to the Midway yet, we've got some great weather through the weekend and probably even through much of next week.
I was out there for our listening booth. I had a corn dog, unless you missed it on my Facebook page. I got a lot of grief for that, but hey, that's okay. You know what? We had a good time. It's a good time out there at the fair.
Corn dogs are great.
Corn dogs are great.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, come on now. More FNL coming up right after the break. We got sports next.
Oh, district play begins with a bang. Our FNL game of the week, Bixby versus Jenks, battle of 1 versus 2 here in the state of Oklahoma, combined 28 state championships. Other big games tonight, Owasso visiting Broken Arrow, Travis Hill versus Bill Blankenship there. That's good. Union still chasing that first win of the Antonio Graham era, hosting Edmond Santa Fe. We have Edison visiting Bishop Kelly, Sand Springs at Bartlesville, Collinsville, Del City, Fort Gibson at Wagner. Dan's going to have all the scores and highlights for you on FNL starting tonight at 10:15. All right, Kate McFarland, Dan Lindblad here to talk about the college lineup tomorrow. OU is off. Sooners are 4-0 and get to sit back, and John Mateer can rest that thumb. OSU,
shout out Dr. Shin for that work.
That's right. OSU versus Baylor for the first time since 2004. Oklahoma State has a head coach not named Mike Gundy. What are you watching for in this one?
I'm ready to see how they play. You know, this is a game where you've already essentially lost everything. You're not expected to go to a bowl game. You lose to a team like Tulsa, which does feel like they're running a different direction with Trey Lamb, but Mike Gundy gets fired. It feels like the season is already over, you know, for lack of a better word. So you're not expected to do much against Baylor, who can run out of the high-powered offense. If they can keep this thing tight and just kind of build some kind, get some kind of a light that this thing might be all right. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't expect them to keep it within 2 touchdowns, though.
TU takes on Tulane at 3 o'clock, jumping back into American Conference play against maybe the most talented team in the American. What am I watching for here? Can that Golden Hurricane offense get something going down the field? They did a nice job methodically moving against Oklahoma State. They've been pretty good in the trenches, Dom Richardson. But to beat Tulane, they're going to score points. You've got to score some points as well, get some chunk plays. Can TU finally break out offensively? Arkansas, Notre Dame tomorrow, 11 a.m. The line here is interesting. It's gone from 6.5 to 3.5. Vegas kind of likes what they see from Arkansas. What do you think
How
of that
many
matchup?
points do you think they're going to put up between the two of them? Both of those offenses can put up points.
It might
in
touch
a hurry.
80.
You know,
Might
I like
touch
my boy
80.
Jadarian Prince.
That's right.
So I don't know if he's going to break off for 4 touchdowns again. Obviously, Arkansas is going to try to stop that from happening. Can Arkansas keep from tripping themselves up? That's why they lost that game against Memphis. Otherwise, you're talking about they could be in the top 25 and they could be, you know, some kind of a darling in the SEC.
Yeah. I don't think it'll save Sam Pittman's job, but it will certainly save it for a week or maybe a couple of weeks. That would be a huge win for the Razorbacks. Ryder Cup, not a great start for the Americans.
Not
was 6-2 where we ended up last time we saw it? Was
5.5, 2.5.
5.5.
Americans put an extra half on the board.
Why are we so bad in the 4-ball and the foursome? Does it make any sense to you? I don't know. That's it for sports for Dan Caden. We're already bummed about the Ryder Cup. Game day forecast time.
Well, you mentioned it. We've got OSU and Stillwater tomorrow. It's going to be a hot one. Low 90s, by the way, as we go through the game in Stillwater. Not quite as hot in Tulsa as Tulane comes into town, but it's still going to be quite warm. Don't forget the sunscreen. Temperatures will be up in the upper 80s at kickoff. If you have any plans with friends and family on Sunday to enjoy some of the NFL action, another warm day with a lot of sunshine, or just maybe head out to the Tulsa State Fair. Some beautiful weather expected, not just through the weekend, but even as we go into next week. Hey, we are live in Jenks for FNL Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Where do you want to go? I'll start spelling.
Go.
Go crazy!
And welcome back to FNL at Jenks. Emma Birch going on the go route. She's open.
Oh!
What a play. What a play by our Emma Birch.
Woo!
Some sort of celebration? No. So, dude, she's been there before. We got a brief history on the River rivalry. Keith Riggs.
Yeah, he said it's been called that for like 4 or 5 years
How
now.
about that?
Would have never known.
Go right to the source.
You know who knew? Keith Riggs.
That's
The
right.
Jenks Encyclopedia,
We
Keith
played
Riggs.
for 92 years. It's been the River rivalry for 4 of them. Sure.
There we go.
Sure.
And the next 92 will be the city.
That's right. And then in a few more years, we'll keep calling it the River rivalry. Shout out Keith Riggs. A lot more coming up on the next half hour of FNL. A lot of good football going on, guys. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll see
BA
Brody Myers.
also going on.
That's
tonight.
another good one.
Big one.
Brody Myers at the fair, too. We'll see you in the next half hour.
Well, if you're going to start district play, you might as well do it with the 2 best programs in the entire state. Number 1, Bixby. Number 2, Jenks. Combined, winners of 28 state championships overall and the last 5 in a row in Class 6A1. 30 years ago, Alan Trimble started building the greatest dynasty Oklahoma high school football has ever known. And all these years later, one of Trimble's former assistant coaches, Lauren Montgomery, using the Jenks way to build a powerhouse program that might be even more dominant. We are live from Alan Trimble Stadium for the game of the year in Oklahoma high school football. This is Friday Night Live.
It's time for Friday Night Live on 2 News Oklahoma, sponsored by Brahms.
What? What?
There we go.
What? Oh, we're live. We're live. Trojan Drumline. How about it? Woo! Welcome into Friday Night Live here in Jenks. Trojans taking on Bixby. Trojan Drumline taking on our audio. They're winning.
Yeah.
Nice. Our news director,
There
Brittany
it is.
Burscher, being
I no longer have to read lips.
the drum major, being the drum major for this one. Big game, Caden.
As big as it gets, 1 versus 2
Yeah.
district game. The winner of this game is in the driver's seat, obviously,
Right.
to win the district title. It's
Right.
interesting. We talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, the program aired last night, 6:30 to 7.
Yeah.
You can find that online. We, featured Jenks and looked at the incredible history of that program and some of what's going on in the present as well.
Yeah.
They're chasing Bixby, which is
Hard to believe.
new and different. That's right. And so this will be a litmus test game for the Trojans, who are off to a 3-0 start in the Adam Gaylor era.
Should be a lot of fun. Weather will not be a factor.
Yeah, weather's not a factor at all. Great stuff out there tonight. Clear skies, wind not a factor, so the passing and kicking game should be just fine with the weather. And we'll break down those temperatures hour by hour here in just a second.
Trojan Drumline trying to be a factor tonight.
That's right.
Looking good. They were a factor in
Absolutely.
the top
Sounding
of the show, I can tell you that much. Emma Birch has been active today. She was on top of a pyramid. She caught somewhat of a touchdown earlier, and then now she's back in the student section. Emma, what do we got?
Making plays.
Hey guys, I am here with Jenks' super fans. These guys are loud, right? Okay. Woo! Okay, great job. I'll need y'all in a second. Okay, but first we gotta introduce the one and only Miss Addie Gaylor. She is the first female president of the super fans. They're the ones who get the crowd hype. Addie, can you kind of tell me, as the first female president, how do you feel, like, how do you get the crowd hyped?
Some ways we get the crowd hype. You have to start with energy. You set the tone for the game. So some ways we do that is just chants. We get themes where everybody gets included with the themes, and just being loud and energetic really sets the school spirit. And it's not hard because we're Jenks, so we have lots of energy for our school.
Absolutely, and I know you have some family ties to the Trojans. Your dad is the head coach. Kind of tell me how you handle watching that, knowing the stress of it, but also keeping the crowd up and everything like that.
Yeah, so sometimes I do get a little caught in the game, but football's been such a big part of my life. My first football game, I was 5 days old. So it's really cool, though, to kind of be leading the student body and supporting him and the team and seeing him have that leadership role on the field. It's just really cool, and it's a full circle moment.
Absolutely. Okay, and you are quite the country-looking girl right now. I heard this is called Bixby tonight.
Bixby,
You want to explain that?
So Bixby, essentially, Bixby is very country, so we're kind of going off them, and it's actually American Cowboys, so we're getting our USA colors on with that as well.
Okay, well, I know to get the crowd hype, you guys have a chant. You kind of want to start one?
Okay, do you guys know the I Believe chant? Okay. I believe! I believe! I believe that! I believe that! I believe that we! I believe that we! I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win!
Hey, it's Friday Night Live, baby. Who knows what's about to happen, but they believe they're going to win tonight. And I will say, Michael, it feels quite for us.
Oh, hey man, it's looking great. Everybody fired up, not just for the game, but for the forecast that we've got out there. Great evening. Look at the temperature right now in Tulsa. We're at 80 degrees. It is pleasant out here as that sun continues to go on down. Already seeing a handful of spots dropping into the 70s. I mentioned it earlier, not a whole lot of wind to worry about. There's a little bit of a breeze, but most of those wind gusts are down into the single digits, maybe at most 10 to 11 miles per hour. That's about it. Not a big deal at all. And as we look again outside, clear skies here in Jenks, clear skies over downtown Tulsa at the moment. We're in really good shape with what will be a beautiful evening for football. How about temperatures continue to cool down through the 70s as we go through the evening hours, and by the time the games come to an end tonight, there may be some spots into the 60s. Perfect night for football, Caden, and of course, got great weather for what is going to be a great matchup.
A great matchup, 1 versus 2. I love the coaching matchup here. Lauren Montgomery, of course, has led Bixby to 10 state championships in the last 11 years. And Adam Gaylor is in his first season as head coach. Got a chance to catch up with him a little bit earlier. Said, are you nervous about your very first Jenks Bixby game? Said, only excited. Gaylor is known for defense, obviously, still calls the plays for Jenks. On the other side, Lauren Montgomery, known for offense, doesn't call the plays, but certainly an offensive-minded head coach. I am excited to see what that matchup looks like. We visited with Adam Gaylor earlier this week, and he said, it's not like Bixby has 1,800 formations I got to get ready for. Let's hear from both coaches on that matchup, the Jenks defense versus the Bixby offense.
They do. I mean, it's the first district game. That's why it's really important. They've grown up playing against each other, all those years. But it's a district game. We want to win the district. So this is our first goal, and so that's the biggest thing. You can't blow it out of proportion because there's more games after this one. It is a huge game. We realize that, but also it's we need to go out and play well. In order to have a chance to win the district.
He's got a relatively young defense, but some really, really good football players out there, and they're extremely sound. And so when you're trying to scheme up, some things that they might be unsound or might give you a leverage advantage, they're hard to find against Coach Gaylor's defense.
Will have its hands full tonight, but they have been good so far, first 3 games of the season. Bixby, no doubt, the favorite. That said, Jenks has a chance on its home field to serve notice to everybody that they don't take second fiddle or play second fiddle to anybody. All right, Jenks, Bixby, tonight at 7 o'clock. Highlights coming up at 10:15 on Friday Night Live. Send it back to the studio, Aaron Christie.